Hey, folks, welcome to your weekly dose of guitar misinformation, the Three Chord Dave live experience. Hope you're all doing well. Glad to see you all. It's been a fun week. And by fun, I mean weird. Anyways, we're rolling on. Not a whole lot of guitar news this week, but I do have stuff for you. I'm going to tell you later on in the live stream the pricing for the Dave Mustaine Flying V's, which I do expect to be released by Epiphone and Kramer next week. So stick around for a bit. We'll get into that. I also have some beer that I'm topping up this glass here. So we'll get started with that and 10 p.m. So Sláinte, it's wherever you may be. Cheers to another week. Yes, and for those of you wondering, we're back on Hobgoblin, which is very tasty. And even better news is Glenn is back. So we're glad to have you, Glenn. Don't step out of line this week. Otherwise, you'll have to write more essays and then we'll let you back in. But yeah, super cool to see you all. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, it's been a week, as it always is. Things are slowing down, so hopefully we'll get some interesting, good times in the next week or two. I think there's some big guitar releases coming in June, so expect some stuff. And of course, Mustaine is the end of May, so that's next week. Anyway, Scott Bogfoot was here first. He's always here first somehow. He says cheers. And T was here as well. Says, hey, Three Chord Dave and Scott. Hello, all in chat. James Severin is here as well. Good to see you, James. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And Ryan Byrne is always here, which is great to see. Glad to see you, Ryan. Marsha's here as well. Says, hi, guys. I'm a little under the weather. If I get quiet, it's possible I fell asleep because Dave was boring me, not because I'm a bit sick. Don't want to give the wrong impressions, of course. Thanks, Marsha. Nothing new there, to be honest. It's all good. It's all good. Hope you feel better. So hopefully I'll make it through the whole show. Hopefully I make it through the whole show. That'd be weird if I didn't. Ryan's was fighting to stay awake too. Guys, you're not filling me with confidence here. Hopefully we keep both of you guys and everyone else awake during the show. Stay awake so you find out how much the crazy prices are being charged for the Epiphone Dave Mustaines and the Kramer Dave Mustaines. If you don't already know, you might already know. I think it leaked wide online today, so yeah, yes, chance you'd have seen it in various groups or online places and stuff. There you go. Let me see. Who else have we got? Marcia says, hit that like button. That's for sure. Oh, and I'm sure Scott's already put it in the chat. But if you're new here, just make sure you're subscribed because you got to be subscribed for at least 1 minute before you can chat on the live stream. So subscribe and chat to us. Say hello. If it's your first Three Chord Dave live, say hello and we will say hello back. It'll be fun. And as always, guys, if it gets super busy in the chat, which it has the last, I don't know, while, just make sure to put at Three Chord Dave. I know last week it was just maybe an hour behind on the comments. So just keep an eye on it if I'm super far behind, which I usually am. Put at Three Chord Dave if it's something in particular you want me to read out. I'll try and get through all of those ones by the end of the show. Anyways, rolling on. Al is here. Great to see you, Alan. You're back in the USA. Good man. Hope you are doing well. And your guitar that you left behind, or your parts are doing all right too. Marcia says, Dave going to be in big trouble if he loses both of us. You and Ryan, yeah, absolutely, for sure. Glenn says, besides being the best guitar, the SG comes in the best color, pellet blue. There, that completes my 1,000-word essay and hopefully gets me out of Dave's timeout. I wonder if I put you in timeout now, how long it would be before you were. Is it like a 5-minute thing? I didn't really look into it once I knew that you were going to be okay and back this week. So it's fine. Just be aware that was good. It was fun, and I did reach out to Glenn as soon as last week's show was over, and he told me that he was very upset, but it's fine. Make sure as well, guys, join our Facebook group. There's a link in the description of all the videos to the new Facebook group. There was a previous Facebook group that's now defunct, so just ignore that. The new one, the link is specifically mentioned in the new Facebook group. Join that because there's some good stuff going on in there and some good folks as well. So join there. You can have some fun and talk about guitars and see guitars. And occasionally I will put a joke in there at Muddy H2O's expense. So there you go. Marza says, so now we know Glenn can count to about 2. I mean, he's learning. He's doing his best. Mark says, I guess Dave figured out how to unban you. It was just like an automatic timeout thing. So yeah, I didn't do anything. I was kind of expecting someone's goth cousin to pop in before Glenn did today, but there you go. Glenn says, so Marsha, after last week, I became unsubscribed to KDH channel, did join in solidarity with Dave to enforce punishment on me too. I mean, I should reach out to other YouTubers and get involved so that they ban everybody that I want to ban. That would be super cool. Scott says, Pelham Blue looks best on the DG335, in my opinion. I think it looks great on that too. I think they should I think everything should come in Pelham Blue. I very, very much like Les Pauls in Pelham Blue. I think that's a great look. They don't do that enough for my liking. And when they do, it was in 2015, I think was the most recent. Well, I mean, they've done it, but where you could just go get it. Like there's a 2015 Les Paul Deluxe from Gibson that I have my eye on Reverb. But I have my eye on about 12 things on Reverb, so ignore that. So yeah, it's not all going to happen unless. Actually, I got some news this week. That means I might be buying expensive guitars next month, so keep an eye out for that. I also might not. So, but something really good has happened, but I'm not allowed to talk about it until it's actually a thing, and then I can tell you guys. But at the minute, I'm not at liberty. But let's just say an opportunity has arisen, and I hate when people say that, but I'll fill you guys in more as soon as I can. And I don't know an awful lot yet, so as soon as I know more, I'll tell you. Al says, anybody catch the Casino Guitars video on a blue PRS McCarthy hollow body? No, I didn't. I've been starting to watch Casino Guitars videos again. And I don't want to give out about other YouTube channels anymore on this one because, people don't like when you do that. And I don't think it's fair for me to do it. But sometimes you guys know that I did March where I was like, I'm going to do a video every day. I'm going to find something to make a video about every day. And for the most part, I did. I think I did 28 videos over the month. And I thought that was pretty good. But there was a time when I was like, oh man, do I have a topic to talk about? Can I put 10 minutes down and sometimes I was afraid I was just going to talk about random shit that didn't actually mean anything. And there's times when I watch certain YouTube channels. I'm not calling out Casino Guitars here. I'm just saying certain channels that put out daily content. I'm like, you're really reaching for this content. This is just a conversation you had at lunch and you were like, I'm going to make a YouTube video about it. So I don't like to do that. I'm not blowing my own trumpet here or nothing, but I make terrible YouTube videos from time to time, like, when I make them. But I think there has to be some basis of like an actual thing happening, some news or something, or just some opinion. Like, are Les Pauls better than SGs? That's an interesting video. I'd watch that. But yeah, I don't know what my point was, but my point is I've been watching Casino Guitars a little bit more. I hadn't been watching them for a while because I kind of got a little bit bored of their content, so I'm back watching it again a little bit, not all the time, but I think the point I'm trying to make is, having made videos every day for a month, I don't think there's enough content out there to make good guitar content every single day of the week. I think you got to just cut it back a little bit. But let me know what you guys think of that, because, for example, our good pal Geek Lord, he makes a video every day, but he's got every day is like he does his demo shop review and mod shop thing. And then he does his, was he shopping with Trogley and all that sort of stuff. So every day has like his unboxing videos and all that sort of stuff. Has the same video every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday. That's one way of doing it. If you want to have it, but then there's channels like mine where I wait for interesting stories or news to reach me, and then I make videos about them. But anyway, those are. I think for a channel like mine, it's harder to do maybe a video every day and keep it interesting. That's the thing. But let me know some of the channels maybe that I'm not watching that are doing a better job of making interesting content every day. Because that's something I struggle with. I think I can make a video every day. They won't all be good. And I think that's what happened in March. They weren't all good and they weren't all valuable to you guys. So now I settled back into just being pissed off at YouTube and not really having good content to make videos about a lot of the time. So We'll find out though. We'll get back to it. You know, my ultimate goal is to get 2 videos a week, and I will eventually get back to doing that. Hopefully at least one next week. Glenn says Pelham Blue has its place. It's not for all styles. That's wrong. But if you say anything like that again, time out, buddy. Scott Bugfoot says, I also like Epiphone's faded Pelham Blue better than the Gibson job. Yeah, Gibson, the European demo shop had a really, really good deal on the Gibson Pelham Blue as SG Special this week, but it was a left-handed one. If it had been a righty, I'd have snapped it up, but it wasn't. So there you go. Don't even know I'm talking about it. So yeah, just to compare the two, because I think that's something I would like to do, especially now that Gibsons have gone up in price again and are kind of ridiculous. But hey, it's a whole other story we could get into. Yeah, should we get into it? Maybe not. Maybe not. I think I've talked about Gibson underprices enough. Let me see what are we doing here. Where's all my comments gone? They just all disappeared. There you go. Scott says, anyone new here, you'll have to subscribe, wait for a minute, and then you can join in the chat. That's true. Ryan says, I saw that Al, nice guitar. Very cool. I'll probably check that out at some point this week. Glenn says, I see Colin's new Epi has a loose tone knob. I'm going to message him to contact Epi. Maybe I'll send him some new pickups. You never know. You never know. And if you're not aware of what's happened, this is why you should join our Facebook group. Glenn needed a new tone knob for his recent guitar purchase, and they sent him a backplate for an Adam Jones Les Paul, which is not the same thing, just in case you were wondering. Yeah, there you go. Very cool. And of no use whatsoever to Glenn's guitar, but there you go. But so join the Facebook group. You find out all the cool information there. Dennis Ellis is here, says, hello, Chord Dave, what's on? And hey, everybody, hope all are well, and may all of you have a good smell. I mean, yeah, I hope you all have a good smell. Good stuff. Scott Brower says, what up, what up, what up? So I like it. I like it. Good to see you, Scott. Glenn says, played some Martins in my local shop today. Nice guitars. Martins guitars are Martins. You shouldn't be playing as guitars, but yeah, they're nice. If you're into that sort of thing, which I guess you are. Ryan says, feels like I'm watching Death Wish 4 with this music. Hey, that's I don't know if that's a good endorsement or not with that of the music. Anyway, we will play it out with something else. William Forrest says, hi all. Good to see you, William. Hope you're well. Ben says, hola, amigos. Hope you all are well. Say no to dictatorships. Indeed, I do. Well, for the most part. Glenn says, the creepy alley scene in Death Wish music. Hey, listen, it's just music. All right, chill. What have I got for you? Actually, I can do next week. I can do this one. Oh, where's it gone? Where's it gone? Here we go. Yeah, next week I'm going to open the show with this music. I have the full version of that, by the way, so we can roll that out anytime you guys want. I think we should. Al says, I had a chance to play the PRS DGT SE. Now I got to find a way to get one. So I'm selling my Epi 59 Les Paul. Al, it sounds like a nice... sounds like a nice experience. Yeah, those look pretty cool. I haven't seen one in person yet, but maybe soon. But yeah, if you're selling your Epi 59, it's a good time to be doing it. So yeah, good stuff. Dennis L says, cool starting song riff. There you go. See, some people appreciate the music. Chris from Coburg says, hey guys, I'm cooking chicken tikka masala and then off to jam. Catch you later, gangsters. Peace and love. Thanks for making us hungry, Chris. Do appreciate it. Hope it is tasty and well done. Enjoy your jam. Richard Clark is here, which is great. And he says, Ryan, didn't Jimmy Page do all the music for Death Wish movies? There was a recent remake with Bruce Willis in it, and I think Slash did the music for it. But the originals, I think you could be right. I'm not 100% on that. I know you did some musical stuff for movies around that time. Chris McCormick says, have a good hang, peeps. Indeed. We hope you do. Hope you have a good time. Ryan says, I think so. He produced them anyway. Indeed, Ryan. Yeah, I think you're right there. Dennis says, I did get my very own first YouTube page. Good stuff, Dennis, and congratulations. We would enjoy checking out your videos, so let us know. Glenn indeed asks for the address so we can visit, which is great. William Mazzotta says, hello all, Tuesday for Epiphone release, I believe so. Yes, that's what I believe. So May, they've said May, and I think this is the last Tuesday. I just got to get my calendar app out and see, is this the last Tuesday in May? Coming up? No. Okay. So it could be this Tuesday or the following one. Damn it. Cesar screwing up the calendar on me. Yeah, I think it's this week though. I'm pretty sure you probably see Cesar at some point tomorrow put himself picture of himself playing in one of the Mustaine Flying V's on his Instagram. So look out for that. If you're on Instagram, follow not just me but Cesar as well. That is important because you will get all the leaks before I get them and make videos about them. My secret source. Yeah, so I'm expecting him to put some stuff out. It'll either be this Tuesday or the following one. If you want to know the prices, I'll tell you in like 10 minutes of what's coming. I'll also confirm to you at least 2 guitars that are coming, because I only have confirmation of 2 of them. Because I think they're going to do a first run of Epiphones and Kramers, and then like later in a few weeks another drop with different guitars as well. But they might drop them all together. We'll have to wait and see on either Tuesday or the following Tuesday. Al says local shop is going to try order the screws and plate for my Sterling. Oh, very good. Oh, that's cool. Scott says, Dave, should the 1/4-inch jack be abolished when it was invented in 1910? I mean, it still works though, right? So no, I'm gonna say. Scott says timeout is 10 minutes, I believe. All right. Well, I'll take your word for it, and we'll work from there. Then it says Ted and Friends. I presume that's 3 Chord Dave, and it's been auto-corrected. TCD and Friends Facebook page is linked there by Scott as well. So make sure you guys join that. It's all super cool over there. All the coolest people are over on the Facebook group, honestly. Let's see. Where was I? Because again, I've dropped a lot of comments. Because YouTube likes messing with me. Dave's getting into smuggling. Hey, that's a secret. Casino guitars never discuss the topic of their videos. That's actually a good thing. Sometimes they go off on tangents talking about movies and stuff, which is great. I like movies, and as you know, my brother has a YouTube channel about movies. So I do enjoy those things. And if you want to follow Carl's movie film show, that would make me very happy because he's nearly at 1,000 subscribers, and he should be far beyond my subscriber count. So if you guys haven't checked out his channel, do so. It's really good. And he's working hard on it behind the scenes. He's just changed his actual job, his day job, and he's very busy, but he's getting back to it. So make sure you can throw him a like and a follow and all that sort of stuff as well. And it'd be cool. Glenn says, Dave, is that SG in your seriously happy to see us? 3 Smugglers, Dave. No, it's not an SG. But you can leave the rest of it to your imagination. Scott says, a video a day is hard. My next video is going to be about a mop and a bucket. Scott, you have a very different vibe on YouTube, which is, I honestly wish I had the, what is the right word here? Tenacity to make the videos you make. I love them. I enjoy them. I just wish I could. I don't have the ability to make those videos. I wish I did. They're great and they're a lot of fun. It gives me a great insight into what is going on. Chris from Coburg says, I'm going to call out that guitar channel for being attention-starved W anchors. Mic drop. And that I'm going to say Dennis Ellis said, sorry Dave, Glenn, didn't mean to do wrong. Sorry everyone. Dennis Ellis, you did not do nothing wrong. I don't know, you don't need to apologize around here. Nobody ever needs to apologize around here, because here's the thing. This is important. Actually, I've been wanting to say this for a while. 3 Chord Dave community members are not allowed to get offended. If somebody says something to you, it's most likely in jest. And if they take it too far, say, hey man, you've gone too far. And just be like, and that's all you need to say. And also, if you're being a dick to someone, don't be a dick to someone. It's that easy. Those are the community rules. Don't be a dick and don't get offended. And that's all. So yeah, just because I see some people arguing, and I'm like, why are you arguing, guys? We're all part of the same family. So Yeah, just be careful out there not to get offended. Don't get your feelings hurt by someone you don't know on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if somebody says something and you don't like it, just say, "Hey, you've gone too far." It's all good. Don't get upset with people. Life is too short. Marcia says, I haven't watched Casino Daily in quite some time. I love those guys, but it does feel like they're putting stuff out just to make a video lately. Hey guys, listen, I don't want to be clear as well. I'm not calling them out for bad content or bitching or moaning about them. I stopped watching their videos. I've started watching them again. That was kind of the point I wanted to make. And just personally, I feel like daily content is a challenge for me to make quality daily content. That's all I was trying to say. I just want to be clear. I'm not calling out Casino. I'm not trying to say anything negative about them. So yeah, wouldn't dream of it. Do enjoy their content when I watch it. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully that comes across. Not ragging on them at all. However, Glenn says, Dennis, share your channel link so we can visit your channel. I believe you guys can share links, but Dennis, I think if you just click on Dennis's profile picture in the comments or in the chat there, you'll be able to get to his channel, I think. So yeah, maybe try that. But also, yeah, if Scott might be able to find it and link it if he chooses to do so. Feel free to. And another thing about joining the Facebook group, if you're on Facebook, guys, you can put all your links there. No worries. Just drop them in. No, don't ask for permission or anything. Just pop them there. If they're deemed offensive, which we've just talked about, they'll be removed. Like, don't put any like nude pictures or nothing. Nobody wants to see those. So don't do it. Unless like the only kind of porn we want is guitar porn. Okay. That's how it works around here. Yeah, we're into that. That's all. It's already getting weird. It's fine. Geek Lord isn't your daily video inspiration in 3 Chord Dave. No, surprisingly, I would like to interview him, and I think he's probably already knows about the channel that we kind of rag on him a little bit. So I don't think he'll ever do an interview with me, but I would love to interview the guy. I think he's fascinating, and I'd love to know a lot more about his story and what he does and what he wants to do in the future. So yeah, I think he's an interesting dude. I just don't. Sometimes if he's got an interesting guitar on the thumbnail, I'll click on it. That's about it. Glenn says, Casino, I lose interest when they go too far off topic. I think that would be the case with any channel, though, to be honest with me. Once you start talking about the movie you watched last night, but you're supposed to be talking about let's say a guitar, for example, or reviewing a guitar, or talking about news that's coming, or a book, author, whatever it is. Once you start talking about something else, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just go skip that bit or move on. Chris from Coburg says, red wine, gotta go check you out. Peace. All right, Chris, have a good one, man. Glad to have you with us. There you go. Scott says the challenge is now to use it as a knob. Indeed, that's what you should do, Glenn. Use that backplate as a knob. Which is a sentence you shouldn't really say in Ireland or the UK, but there you go. Al says, as corny as Casino guitars are, Baxter plays a mean guitar. He has stated that it's always one take, no practice beforehand. Whether or not true, wish I could play like he does. Baxter's a cool dude. Jonathan's a cool dude. I don't know the names of the other guys who are occasionally on the channel, but yeah, they're pretty cool. Look, anyone who opens a guitar store, runs a guitar store, in my eyes, has achieved one of my life's dreams. So yeah, very kind of jealous. But yeah, they're cool dudes. I would love to hang out with them. Yeah, what I will say, like, here's what I think. Maybe I can phrase it better. Making daily YouTube content is hard, and if you lose focus on what your topic is, I think you will push certain people away, and I'm one of those people. And I think that's what Glenn was saying as well. As you get off topic, it's kind of hard to get back onto it in a way. So anyway, what I've decided to do is I watch the video if I find the topic interesting, and I will watch it until I get bored, and then I'll leave. So don't do that. Usually if I watch a video, I will... Screen just went weird. Usually if I click a video, I stay till the end. I don't care, because I know what it's like on this side, which is it's nice, it's pretty, everything's good, smells nice, but you want people to watch all the way to the end of the video. So that's exactly what I do. If I watch your video, I watch it to the end. So please make it a good video and an interesting one. That's all I ask. Unless your name is Geek Lord, and then I got to admit I click off his channels, and if or someone I really don't like, I'll watch 10 seconds of their video and then turn it off. Vengeance. Richard Clark says Baxter is just very engaging cat, and Jonathan is like his Ed McMahon. It's not always about the actual subjects. They go on their weird tangents and they open up about the quirky stuff. They are doing it. Yeah, look, if you enjoy that, Richard, that's cool. Nothing against it whatsoever. It's just not really in keeping me on the channel a lot of the time. It's hard to keep me engaged with that. I think that is what I'm trying to get at. Where I saw Marsha questioning me for some reason, which we're gonna talk about. Marsha says, is there a bad time to sell an Epi 59? There is, when the price goes down. The prices of them were down a little bit for a while there to like, I think 700 and something. They've gone back up now to about 800-900 again. So it's a better time to sell than it was like 6 weeks ago for that reason. Glenn says, I'm going to put the Adam Jones backplate on my Epi Custom and put it on reverb as a super ultra rare prototype. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. I like it. I like where you're coming from on that. I'm sure somebody got a tone knob, as you said. They must have. Someone's like, this isn't going to work. This is just not going to work. Scott Brower says, I unsubbed Casino a couple of months back. It became tedious. There you go. In defense, and again, I want to make a point of, I'm not trying to get on at them or have a go at them or be negative about them. In defense, in a little bit, it's very hard to make interesting daily content on a particular subject, and I think they do probably a better job of it than some people. But at the same time, I think when I tried to do daily content, I was like, well, I'm going to lower my standards for what is a topic I can make a video about, and that's the only way I could do it. And there was even a couple of days where I was like, I'm not doing it today. There's nothing. So only a couple in the month, but I put out a video every day, and I was like, looking back on that month, I wasn't super happy with the content I put out, and the YouTube figures did not improve at all. I made about an extra €1 per day, so it wasn't exactly worth it, my time either. So it's difficult, I think, and I have no idea whatsoever about this, but I think what they do is sit down for like 3 hours or 4 hours and like just talk about guitars and then chop it up and edit it, and they record an entire conversation and decide this is going to be a video and that's going to be a video. And that's one way of doing it. But again, not ragging on Casino. I think they've made some good stuff. I've been subscribed to them, been a fan of them, bought their merch and stuff like that for a good while. So they're good dudes. I just think making daily content is so hard unless you've got, I don't know, something fancy to show people every day. It's really, really hard. So kudos to them for doing it. But it's hard to keep it interesting. But some people love them, and that's great. Yeah, nothing against them whatsoever. Richard Clark says, yes, Baxter is a monster player. He has toured with Television and also played the lead in some Buddy Holly Buddy Holly Broadway stuff. Very cool. Didn't know that about him. But yeah, he's definitely a very good player. There's no doubt about that. Marcia says, to Al, Baxter and Jonathan are incredible guitarists. They have different styles. Yeah, you'd expect them to have different styles. That's true. That's what makes them interesting. Baxter is a good player, and is Jonathan, says Glenn. Indeed. No arguments there whatsoever. Scott says, where are all the stolen AJ LPs? You figure that one out, Dave, and you'll be the king of the YouTube guitar world. I think they're in Newfoundland, Scott. I think some dude called Scott has them in a warehouse, and he videoed it. He put them on a video on his YouTube channel not so long ago, and then he realized what he'd done and he erased that video. So there we go. If anyone, there's a scoop for you. Anywho's, let's get into, I'm going to give you the prices now in a sec. I just want to read this comment because I think it's very interesting from Scott Brower. Fender is, well, Fender. With respect to Gibson, however, PRS will gain on them over the long haul. Nothing is forever. That is very true. Right now, we're seeing a surgence of smaller brands, boutique brands, and brands that are just getting started. And I think those brands, I mean, look, go back 100 years, Gibson, Fender, nobody was really paying attention to them. Obviously, they both existed. No, Fender didn't really, but Gibson and Epiphone existed, but nobody was, they weren't as big as they are now. And the future, if you looked at 100 years into their future, you wouldn't have seen where they are. And then of course Fender came along in the late 40s and developed, started working on stuff, and then they put out the Tele in the 50s, or it's just the Esquire, and off they went from there. And yeah, you're right. And PRS only kicked off in the 80s. They got a long way to catch up. PRS is eventually, in my opinion, gonna overtake Gibson or Fender, maybe both. And other companies are going to come up and take PRS's place, and other company, and give it, I don't know, 30 years. Let's say, right, PRS is like 40 years old, right? Just over or just under 40 years old. In 40 years time, maybe another new guitar company that hasn't even started yet will be as big as they are, or bigger. It's a very interesting point. The big boys won't stay the big boys forever. It's like in sports, you get teams who dominate for decades, and then they fall off and a new team dominates for a couple of years, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I definitely think, and there's room for I want to say innovation, but I actually mean it's just things get a little bit stale. Like, I personally think, despite a lot of stuff Gibson are doing, which is interesting and fun, there's also a lot of stale stuff. Like, look, I am not happy that the Epiphone lineup has just stalled. There's not a whole lot of improvement. There's not a whole lot of difference or change in it. I mean, it's great if you want 5 years to save up to buy an Epiphone Les Paul Standard, but give me a new color. Give me a Les Paul Deluxe in an Epiphone range. Give me something. Give me an exclusive every year. Give me something really flippin' cool. That's not just a signature model. Give me something else. It's like a new design, something. They don't do that enough for Epiphone, Gibson, that kind of thing. I think Fender are better at it than they do different finishes and all that sort of stuff than Gibson. PRS, I think they're great. I really do. So I think Scott's got a really good point. Nothing is forever. All three of them will rise and fall, and that's what's going to happen. And they'll come back and do like a whole thing. The Gibson will be bought by other people in the future. They won't always be owned by, is it KRC or KKR or whoever the hell it is that owns them, because they are owned by a company, by like a fund, an investment company. They'll sell at some point, and then a new era will begin. So all that's very interesting. And yeah, Chord Dave guitar is going to take over. Of course, it'll be called GH Special Guitars, and no one will know what the GH stands for, but they'll be adorning walls everywhere. And the less we say about that, the better. All right, so Epiphone and Kramer Dave Mustaine guitars are coming out this week, or possibly the following Tuesday. I can confirm for you that we are definitely getting a black Les Paul Flying V custom in Epiphone. That's definitely coming out, and it's got Seymour Duncan's in it, which is great. And it has the Explorer headstock and all that sort of stuff. It's an ebony. What else can I tell you? I think it's got an ebony fretboard. I'm not 100% sure on that. And it comes in a Dave Mustaine case. And the pricing for that is $1,399 of your dollars. Yep, the 13. That's 1399 for the Dave Mustaine Flying V custom. And then the Kramer, so the alien green, I think they're calling it. It was like the green one, the green Gibson color. Well, that same color is coming out in one of the Kramer shapes, which is more of a pointy Flying V style. That's coming out Tuesday as well. And that's going to be a price of $1,299, $1,299 in your US dollars. That's what I believe. That's what I've been told. That's what is out there right now. If that changes, I will let you know, because I'll make a video about it as soon as I have confirmed everything. There is other Dave Mustaine Epiphones and Kramers, but those two I know are coming first. They might all be coming at the same time. I don't know, but that's the pricing. If you are thinking you might buy one, let me know. Let me know what you think of the pricing. And I'm sure we'll all have thoughts on pricing, because it's another Epiphone signature model that's up there price-wise. And I'm pretty sure everyone's going to have the same thing. It's like, how much? But there you go. Anyway, let me know what you think, and we'll move on from here. T says, Martin have a couple of new custom shops based on the original OMJM 000 or triple O, and an OM comes without the John Mayer signature. Saw them on Maury's Music. Very cool. Yeah, I'm honestly like just not up on acoustic guitars at all, so I know Martin make good ones. That's the extent of my knowledge. And that I like the ones that I've played briefly or touched or seen briefly, like the ones I was close to at NAMM and then left. Scott says maybe no, it didn't say maybe. He says hit like it saves polar bears. Maybe there we go. I knew the word maybe was in there somewhere. Al says, do you think PRS will release the Silver Sky SE with the maple fretboard? John Mayer has been teasing about it during his performance. Yeah, did I not make a video about that recently? It's coming. They're ready. They've done promotional posters and everything for it. And that's why a lot of us were expecting to see them in around the NAMM time, but PRS have gone a bit quiet since then. So yeah, it's time that we get that from PRS. I think it's enough time has passed, so it's definitely coming, and it's coming this year from what I know. Like they have been manufactured. So yeah, maple fretboard Silver Skies are on the way. I don't know when they're dropping. Could be soon, could be in a few months, but they're definitely ready. They have promotional materials. I had them on the channel. I think I'll try and look that up when it was. But yeah, they're coming. I definitely did them when I was an announcement for something else as well. I think the two of them kind of were done in a video together. Marsh says, by the way, Dave, where's my birthday shout out? We all remember your birthday every year. You don't remember that I'm May 22nd, baby. I'm a May 22nd baby. Geez, I don't know. Oh, sorry. Is it May 22nd or is it May 20th? Yeah. So just chill the F out. How about that? Happy birthday, Marcia. Everybody say happy birthday to Marcia for her 17th birthday this week on the 22nd of May. Enjoy. Congratulations. And did you all remember my birthday? Or did you remember it because I reminded you? Anyways, happy birthday. Marcia says, Glenn, have you seen Jonathan's own channel? His talent comes out better when he's playing stuff that's more his cup of joe. I haven't watched his own channel, but I believe he's quite talented of a player. Seen a few clips here and there. My knees hurt says, I'm sorry I was late. No such thing as late, dude. Glad to have you with us as always. Hope you're doing well. Glenn says, if I had feelings, they'd be hurt right now. No, they wouldn't, Glenn. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I told you. Don't be getting all upset. My knees hurt says, the beer looks good. I'm drinking a light beer today. Mac and Jack Amber Ale local brewery. Sounds very good. Glenn says, is Ted going to be Dave's new sidekick? You never know. Dave and Ted rocking in the free world. That's another channel you should look up. Dennis Ellis says, I thought I messed up by posting my YouTube channel. No, man, no, work away. It's all good. We encourage sharing of your YouTube channel for sure. Anyone has a YouTube channel, more than happy to give you guys a shout out, especially on the live streams or the Facebook groups, because then people can click on it. It's all good. Scott says daily continence is important. Yeah, I mean, that works. I mean, got to keep yourself regular in that situation. Keep yourself going. Anyway, I'm not a doctor most days of the week. Marcia says, thank you guys. But I don't know if 42 still counts as young. Well, maybe it does here with this crowd. Yeah, I mean, just I think we're all at that age where we should just stop mentioning the numbers. How old are you? Exactly. Marcia, you're a lot younger than me. Glenn is lying, actually. Glenn is actually only 25. But the stress of being banned from the channel last week makes him look a slight bit older. That's all that is. But he's actually only 25. Let me see. Where are we now? Anyway. Ryan says, I watch about the first 7 seconds of Geek Lord most days. I can't look at the same guitar for half an hour. I mean, I've done that. Dennis and I hit the like and subscribe. Dennis, I hit the like and subscribe button. Going to check out the jams after the show. Good stuff, Glenn. I'm glad for that. Dennis says, thanks, Scott. Oh, just knew all the stuff. Don't know all the yes and no's yet. Don't worry, man. You're all good. Marcia says, we know Dave. Nobody's calling anyone out. I was just agreeing. There are other channels that churn out daily content. I really don't know how it sells that many views daily, but I prefer quality. Yeah, like I know, I just want to be very careful not to sound like I'm calling people out myself. Listen, you guys do whatever you want in the chat. I'll read it out, but just my own personal opinions. I don't want to be, bitching about channels because they can do the same about me and they have a much bigger audience. So I don't want to be that person who's like calling channels out. They're doing good stuff and they're doing better than I am. So, YouTube wise, so there's no need for me to do anything like that. And I do enjoy their content from time to time. So I just want to be clear, I'm not being negative towards anyone, but hey, we're all, I think, on the same page, so it's all good. Manisert says, I don't watch many YouTube channels or I don't sub to many. Well, Manisert, we do appreciate you being subbed to this one and hanging out with us. It's all so good. Far too many out there. There is, yeah, it's YouTube. It's just going to keep getting that way as well. I was going to say it'll calm down, but it won't. People wake up every day and start their YouTube channel journey, and that's good. It's great. I think where people need a little bit of guidance is that it's hard. Like it is hard to keep going on YouTube and to keep pushing yourself and to keep coming up with new ideas and new things, and you kind of find your way into a groove and you stay there and you keep doing what you're doing, and then you get discouraged and you get encouraged, and then you go to NAMM and you're like, hey, maybe that's the end destination of the channel. I don't know. And you just gotta keep pushing yourself to do more. But anyway, the thing is, if you view yourselves are on a YouTube journey, just keep going. It's a pain. But you get there. You need a lot of luck on YouTube. I think that's the key. And if you're lucky, you'll do really well. And if you're not lucky, it's just a grind. That's all. Al says, I'm sure Casino creates many videos on the same day. Otherwise, it must smell as they wear the same clothes 3 to 5 videos. So 3 to 5 days. It's a very good point, Al. Yeah, you're 100%. Yeah, that's that's very true. Ryan says, yeah, I don't mind when Casino loses focus. They're fun. I'm not disagreeing with you there. Not disagreeing with you. It just takes me out of the video from time to time. Anyway, but it's all good. Al says, often I seem to be high on something. They laugh too easily. There you go. Mark says, I guess some of us are more intellectual, right, Dave? Some of you might be, I don't know. My niece says, I wear the same clothes for weeks, 3 weeks easily. I live alone and work alone mostly. I've been isolated well before COVID. Well, hey, that's all good then. No worries. Al says, and often they seem high as easily happening and check their eyes. I mean, it's their shop. They got no boss, so it's all good. Mercer says, I prefer quality over quantity. I love mindless crap sometimes too, but not as a regular daily thing. Indeed. Matt Van Bosch says, Casino guitars are definitely towing a certain line. They are a business. Good to see you, Matt. I hope you are well, my friend. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Any shop that has a business, any shop that has business, any business that has a YouTube channel have certain things they need to keep in line. So that is 100% true. It doesn't, not just Casino guitars, other channels as well that are selling stuff. We'll talk about selling stuff later. I'm sure t-shirts and stuff will be mentioned in a while. Manisar says, I cannot watch the same person daily. Who can? Possibly. Some people I enjoy watching on a daily basis. Who are they? No, actually, nobody I want to talk about. And it's not like that. It's just, you're just moving on. Personal connections. So say that. Glenn says, hey, Dave can chug. I mean, I don't know about that, but sludge anyway. Marcia says, I love Casino. I also think part of the thing with Casino is that they have shifted to more random conversational guitar topics lately. Used to be more news or info-based videos. I prefer the latter. Interesting, Marcia, because I tend to do the latter. Um, slipping down that mod list week by week. I don't know what you're doing, but I'll let that one slide because it's your birthday. But this week, but just be careful. Just kidding, by the way. Al says Yamaha's is overtaking Fender Gibson until grunge. Then the comeback began. Around that time, Gibson were really floundering. Like they were not doing well, late 80s. And then, yeah, they kind of had a resurgence in the late 80s. So they were in big trouble. Who knows what might have happened if it wasn't for a certain gentleman with a hat. And, just an obsession with riffs. Kick ass. Anyways, Glenn says Phil McKnight said last night that if grunge hadn't come along, Ibanez would have taken out Gibson and Fender, and I think it's going to happen again soon when us boomers stop buying $30,000 guitars done. Yeah, you got to get the boomers to stop buying the stuff. It's a whole thing. I mean, it's weird. The guitar market is weird right now. The fact that guitars for 30,000 can be sold brand new, or 40,000 or 50,000, whatever, with experiences attached, I just can't. I just think that's wild. It's crazy. I would never have thought of it. Maybe I'm not like the marketing genius I think I am. Uh, clearly, but yeah, I mean that sort of stuff is just. I don't understand it really, to be honest. Because like there are guitars that are bought for that kind of money. You could buy 10 awesome guitars for that kind of money. Why would you buy one? You're not even going to play. So I don't, yeah, it's a whole thing. I don't get it. Anyways. My niece says, I don't think I have ever watched a casino video. I think you should, my niece. They're good. They do make some very interesting and fun videos. And from time to time, they hit on some great points. What's really interesting, though, you do hear from them on the dealer side of things, like what it's like to be a guitar store owner and the business side of it. And that's really interesting. So yeah, it is worth checking them out. That's from time to time. Definitely would recommend that. If you like them, you like them. If you don't, we're here for you. Scott says, what do you think the people of the future will be looking for in guitars made now? In guitars made now, not a lot. I don't think the 2020s are going to be a highly sought after, so far, going to be a highly sought after era of guitars. Nothing I've seen right now on the market is like, ooh, that's going to be a classic in 30 years' time. I don't think so. But then again, you never know because like Norland Gibsons were kind of considered, not a great time in Gibson history until recently. And now people are like, actually, they're not bad. And people are the prices on them are starting to go up. They're starting to get this kind of loyal fan base, and which I am part of. And because and it very much comes down to your personal experience, I think. But like I have a Northern era Flying V, and it's a great guitar. And yeah, it's probably down to some modifications made to it, and it's now currently as close to stock as I can get it. I can't refill in the hole that was taken out of it for the Kaler, but hey, but everything else is back to stock, and it's a great guitar. I think if I got that and it was a bad guitar after being put back to stock, I think I'd have a different opinion. But the point being, I don't think anyone's ever going to pick up a 2020s guitar and be like, oh, this is amazing. They'll think, oh, this is cool. And they'll think, yeah, I like it. But I also don't think they're putting out nice tops and stuff like that at the moment. There's nothing spectacular about guitars coming out right now, save for Greenie. And I know this is kind of counter intuitive to what I've been saying about Greenie before. Like the fact that they're doing Greenie is kind of a milestone. I think it's an interesting signature that they've put out. As long as every one of the signatures, the faded Les Paul standard one, and not counting that, I mean the expensive ones. And really interesting to see what they do with the Epiphone Greenies, because if they put something like that out, for example, and it's an actual replica of Greenie, like it's a relic'd Epiphone, that'll be something I think people will really clamor excuse me, for. I think that'll be exciting. But I don't think there's going to be too many things. I've said before, and I think some people scoff at it. I think some of you think I'm an idiot for thinking this, and I don't blame you, but I genuinely think the robot guitars from 2007 or so are going to be collector's items in the future. I think if you snapped one up now in 15, 20 years time from now, those are going to be highly sought after. Not because they're great guitars, but because they're going to be a moment in history that's never going to be repeated, I don't think. So yeah, those are going to be very interestingly. It's going to be interesting to watch those, appreciate or not. So that's what I would do. I'm not talking about the Gibson G-Force things. I don't think those are going to age well. Yeah, I mean they're fine. I want to add one to my collection at some point. It's one of the 2015 guitars, but I'm talking about the specific Gibson robot, like the blue and silver. Was it the silver burst or blue burst or whatever it's called? That's an interesting guitar to me, and I think those are going to be worth. And the Darkfire, and was it the Dusk Tiger or something like that? I think those three models are going to be worth an awful lot of money in the future. Anyways, that's enough of that. Al says I'll buy the first GH special. All right, Al, that's an official order. Thanks, man. We should be in production next year sometime. I'll have to do a Kickstarter to get the company off the ground. I don't know, how much will I need to start a guitar company selling. I mean, you'll have to buy a guitar. That'll be the Kickstarter. You'll buy a guitar and you'll have to wait a year for it to be ready. It'll be a GH special. It'll be basically an SG and with P90s in it, and some interesting headstock ornaments. So yeah, I'm starting the Kickstarter next week. How much will I need to start a guitar company? What do I need to buy? Some CNC machines. I don't know, some wood, some woods of various types, and some nitro and some paint. There we go. So yeah, it shouldn't be too much. I know, 400,000. There we go. Kickstarter for 400,000 GH special guitars. You guys in or what? We get bought out by Gibson within a year. Anyway, or sued by, bought out by. It's all good. Glenn says, Scott, I think emerald carbon fiber are the future. I mean, carbon fiber could be the future for guitars. There's definitely some interesting stuff being done with carbon fiber guitars. I do think that. Dennis L says, I would love an Epiphone Firebird. You won't have to wait too long, Dennis. They're coming at the end of the year. I believe, or maybe over the summer. Marcia says, Matt, that's true. Casino is a business. Just posting anything keeps them in mind to buy from when someone is ready to shop. Indeed. Glenn says, I got the Epi Firebird last month. I love it. There you go. Loves it. It's a cool guitar for sure. Ryan says, I'm still waiting for a damn Kirk Hammett LP. Well, you know, it's on its way, we think. hopefully it won't be long. My name says, I want a flying V, but I hate sitting forward when playing guitar. I only play sitting down. You know, there's ways you can get more comfortable with them. And there's always way. Colin was playing on Guitaristas. He was playing one last week, and he, you know, just had the strap on, not like that. He was wearing his guitar strap, and Muddy H2O is not here. He would jump on that. He's wearing his guitar strap, and yeah, the straps are. The strap high enough will make it more comfortable. So maybe that's something you can do. But I suppose if you're sitting back, yeah, it's more difficult. Well, hey, there you go. Scott says, I think an unmodified robot Gibsons will be sought after in the future. There you go. Yeah, likewise the Firebird X. Firebird X with the other thing that came with it. There was the Firebird X, and then there was the thing that came in the bag. That thing. If you have the full thing, those are going to be worth a lot of money because they destroyed them all. Or so they said. And the other thing, yeah, the robots, I agree with you 100%. I'm 100% on the bandwagon that they're going to be like, there's going to be a day where someone turns around, someone's going to make a YouTube video and everyone's going to go, oh shit, these are great, and try and get them, and the prices will go through the roof. And yeah, so There you go. It's my investment strategy. Glenn says the Firebird is hard to get used to playing, standing and playing. Interesting. Yeah, didn't know that. Money says, I don't think so. Are they a guitar company or a guitar store? Money's Hurt, their guitar store from North Carolina. I'm not really a guitar nerd gear-wise. Oh my God, what? That's what we do here. Al says, Money's Hurt, Casino Guitars is a store in North Carolina that started videos. They also sell online, but the characters are cool. There you go. They are, but they don't really forward or sell stuff on their channel. Well, the thing is, they do sell, but they sell subconsciously. They will mention stuff that is for sale, and their background guitars are quite often ones that are for sale. Anyway, that's their job, and I respect them for it. Joey Van Ostrand says, I was told the Dave Mustaine Epis are $1,300. But there you go, Joey. Yeah, my information and what I've seen floating around online today is that the Epiphone ones are $1,399, and if like there's looks that falls in the 1,300 mark for me, and that the Kramers are $1,299. So those numbers might match up. We will find out very soon, Tuesday or the following Tuesday. So yeah, but glad to see you, Joe. It's been a while. Glad to have you drop in. My niece Hurt says Gibson had a guitar called Silver Sky, or was it just a paint color? I don't think they had a Silver Sky guitar, but could have been a color, yeah, for sure. But I'm not. I mean, maybe I'm just not remembering. Ryan says Casino was rarely about gear, more just a bunch of jokes about the life of a guitar player. That's an interesting way to look at it for sure. Manizert says, yeah, not really into that type of stuff either. Well, there you go. And Manizert says, my tolerance for people just rambling is pretty small. Most of that is taken up with Chord Dave. So true. Me as well. I mean, my tolerance for me rambling is quite small. Thanks, Manizert. I do appreciate it. I love you, man. Great stuff. Glenn says, so Al, you're saying you get excited when you smell lemon. I mean, who doesn't? Ryan says the FG9 is the best dreadnought out right now, in my opinion. People won't buy a $6,000 Yamaha in North America though. Yeah, I guess because it's because people think it's the Yamaha. It's the Epiphone problem as well. Like the Epiphone have the same problem. People think Yamaha. They think of the cheaper line of guitars, and that's why a lot of companies will split the two. I think it's two separate companies, or make some sort of variation where it's not as obvious that it's the same company. Anyways, T says I'm on the Erdinger. There you go. Why not? Sláinte to you, T. Hope you're doing well. You're over in the West, right? Yeah, so anyway, good luck to you, sir. Money's Hurt says, gotta have to do some chores. Nice chatting. Have a great rest of the weekend, everyone. Well, take care, Money's Hurt. Great to see you. As always, thanks so much for dropping in to see us. Glenn says, the sales guy mentioned Yamaha. I'll head back there soon and try some Yamaha. There you go. Money's Hurt says, my late 70s Yamaha acoustic is great, cheap guitar, but plays and sounds great. Rarely hear people giving out about Yamahas, to be honest. Ryan says, the LL16 and the FG5 are where it's at for the money. The red label, they make high-end handmade models. That's interesting. Again, I don't know anything about them, so I will trust you 100% on that one. Let me see. Happy belated birthdays, everyone, says T. Indeed, that's a great point. If you have a birthday this year, happy birthday. If you have already had a birthday this year, happy birthday. If you don't have a birthday this year, but you have one next year, happy birthday. Yes. Anyways, back to the normal random waffle. Ryan says, I have an early 80s Yamaha, busted the hell, but sounds great. Still has the head size dent in the back. I mean, there you go. If it has one of those, it's special. Al says, since my birthday was last November and hopefully next November, thank you, T. Indeed. Well, all the best, Al. Happy birthday to you. Many more returns, I'm sure. Benny Larson's here. Great to see you, Benny. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Say you just got home. Well, well done getting home. Mark says, TYVM T, which is thank you very much. Yeah, abbreviations do them all. I don't know. That's a good way to put. It's a good way to put it. It literally covers everyone in here dating back to their last birthday. That's the whole point. Dave's going to give me a free sample when he becomes the next guitar tycoon. I don't know. I don't know. Free samples are not generally on the list. I mean, we'll see. We'll talk. We'll have negotiations. But yeah, when GH Special Guitars is officially up and running, we'll see. I think I'll be hiring Muddy H2O, so he'll be the one who decides who gets the free stuff. So I'll just blame him. There you go. Glenn says you need to outsource. The minimum order is 26 to get your guitar made. Dude, I can just go to NAMM and get any of those Chinese manufacturers. So it's a great point. I still think I can make, some decent profits on the side. He's like, what do you want? I want you to make me SGs in Pale and Blue with P90s in them. But like good P90s, not the shit ones. And that's my order. Thanks. We call them the GH Special. Robert is here. Great to see you, Robert. Says, morning, Dave. Morning, all. Sorry, missed the last 2 weeks. Had a couple of late Saturday nights. Just too difficult getting up. 6:30 a.m. start for me down here. Robert, we love seeing you, man. And thanks for dropping in so much. It is super cool. And hey, I hope you had a good late nights on the Saturdays previously. And just if anyone's wondering what's he talking about, Robert's in Australia, which is great for him to join us. It's Sunday morning right there, right now. So great stuff, Robert. Glad to have you as always. Thanks for dropping in, man. Ryan says, I find Emeralds to be cool guitars, but a little too weird looking to catch on with most people. Glenn says Emerald are different. I think Emerald make some interesting, cool stuff. They are quite expensive though, because of the quality of the instruments. But my thoughts on them, yeah, I think they could do a little bit more mainstream-y stuff. Maybe, and maybe they will. I think they're kind of looking like they're doing stuff like that, or have stuff like that coming down the pipe. But they're very interesting stuff. I think I saw KDH has a video with them this week. Maybe somebody has a video with them this week. I think it was him. So that'll be interesting. I haven't seen it yet, but it'll be interesting to see if they mention any upcoming models or anything. But I like them a lot. I think they could though appeal more to the mass side of things, mass market side of things. But hey, it's their business. They can do what they want. I'll get my business up and running, and we'll all have just GH specials. There we go. Let me get back to where I was. Where was I? Where is all the chats gone? Man, I missed a couple here, didn't I? I did. All right, these have just dropped in, I think. So sorry, I think I missed these. Glenn says, my Firebird arrived with a loose nut and broken volume knob. I fixed the nut and ordered a set of Gibson knobs. I wasn't giving it up, and it just feels like it sounds great. You have to get one. Donate to Marsh's charitable cause. Who's it at? There we go. That was Ryan. There we go. And Marsh says, Glenn, I didn't get to watch yet, Phil yet, because I had a fever last night. But yeah, I can see his point. Music culture influences purchases. It's possible Ibanez was about to wipe the poop out of the big guys. Ryan says, where was my birthday wishes? I turned 40 last week. Ryan, happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday to you. And thanks for reminding us. But yeah, I did know that, but yeah, happy birthday. 40 is a good one. Joey says, getting old sucks. Yeah, I know, man. Man says, I would have wished you a happy birthday last week, Ryan, but I was in timeout. Very true. Ryan says, sure does. I took a girl out last week. She wanted to take a nap after dinner before the movie. Yeah. Saying nothing. Where did all these comments come from? I'm pretty sure these just dropped in on top of everything. So apologies, guys, if I'm going to get mixed up again. It just happens. Hey, Ryan says, thanks everyone. Joe Marcia says, Joey, my mom worked with senior citizens. They used to say this: if you're not getting old, you're dead. They all lived independently or well into their 90s. Well, there you go. They were more active than some 20-year-olds. Even with pain and suffering, they lived every single day. Things locally, many traveled. It said, yeah, you got to keep going because, otherwise, what's the point? Al says, Ryan, my son dated a girl similar. He found out she was an oxy junkie, so they didn't need the baggage. There you go. That's interesting. My niece here says, I don't want to live to be 90. I can't imagine. I've always said I want to live to be to the next century, which is 77 years. So that would put me at 118, 118. So let's see how valid an option that is. I don't feel like I will make it. But maybe at that point I will have 10,000 YouTube subscribers. So make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel to make that dream happen. So I don't have to live that long. Can you imagine me being Chord Dave when I'm like 100? Anyway, Marcia says, if they said that, then they had plenty of reasons not for all. Many lived, though, then you should live by that mantra too. Possibly. Dennis says, I'm jealous. I've wanted a Firebird for years. Happy for you. I bet it's sweet, Glenn. Glenn loves it indeed. My niece says, I can't work until I'm 90. I will probably die on the job. Hey, that'd be depressing. If I stop moving, I know I won't keep going. There you go, Glenn. We're getting kind of deep here, guys. Everyone just cheer it up a little bit. Cheer up the old chat here. Scott says, I don't give a crap about my own birthday. I'm quickly approaching 10 years tobacco free. Very good, Scott. That is very cool indeed. I am approaching 15, I think. Yeah, a long time. I stopped counting, but yeah, a long time at this point. Ryan says, this girl was just tired. I've known her for years. Good stuff. Let me see. Al says, didn't I see you vaping? Scott calling you out there. Yes, we've all seen you vaping. There we go. Glenn says, next year I will be 30 years drug and alcohol free. Smoking was the hardest to quit. Good for you, Scott. Good stuff, Glenn. That's awesome. Ryan says, yeah, I quit smoking too, but it's easy with vaping. There you go. Good stuff. Vaping wasn't a thing when I quit smoking, so maybe it would have been good. Yamaha's killing it now, especially their acoustic line. The FG5 is amazing. Awesome stuff. Excuse me. Glenn says, vaping wasn't around the 2 times I tried to quit smoking. Neither for me either. And Scott says, yeah, it's not a tobacco product. It's a nicotine product. So, well, there you go. Hadn't never thought of that. Years ago, I quit smoking with sex and lemon drops. Just not gonna make a comment now. Just switch. All right. Right, no guy who wears 3 patches, chews gum, and uses a nicotine spray. Still had to smoke a few times a day. He shakes. Wow, interesting. Marissa says, yeah, but we all do what we can. He's heard you were here with us. Most of us here face a lot in life, but we do enjoy each other and our love of guitars and music. That counts too, day by day. Indeed. All right. Richard says, you are addicted to sex and lemon drops? Question mark. I don't know. And T says, Chord Dave, Mark and Easy will buy Gibson back. That's my prediction. Be nice to Mark would be my advice. I don't know, but I was thinking about this the other day, actually, about Mark Agnesi and his projected, or like his move to Gibson. It's a pretty sweet move because like he was working at Norm's. He was like the manager of Norm's, I think. He was selling guitars in a strip mall in what I think is a kind of a small little town in California. Yes, some of the big names in rock and roll would go there, whatever. But it's a small, tiny little store, really. And he was working there, and they started making YouTube videos, and probably because he knew a lot, and he knew obviously some of the big guys in rock and roll music. From them coming into the store, when Gibson got taken over, somebody was like, hey, this Mark guy that we were speaking to, he knows his stuff. Let's offer him a job. And it's kind of a dream gig for I think anyone who works in a guitar store to get an offer to work with one of the big guitar companies. I would think so. If Gibson came to me and were like, "Hey, we're kind of sucking at business right now. Can you come and help us?" Which they're not sucking at business, by the way. They're making a shitload of money, so they don't care. But if they were like, "Hey, Dave, can you help us connect with our people a bit better?" I'd be yeah, let's do it. Epiphone, Les Paul Customs, and Pelham Blue for everybody. Um, and then I'd come on here on a live stream on a Saturday and be like, "What do you guys want Epiphone and Gibson to do?" And I would talk to people like that. And I think it's a promising sign that Cesar was doing potentially an AMA last week or a couple of weeks ago, or Ask Me Anything. But I think Mark Agnesi would be kind of a man of the people if he was. Like, I know people say, "Oh, what about that Play Authentic video?" He did not want to do that fucking thing. You could tell from the look, and I think he had a couple of drinks before he made that video because he really did not want to do it. Anyways, we're back to, I've read all these comments before. So there we go. I need to catch up with the ones that I haven't read. And there's Robert. Here we go. There we go. I think I'm back. Corey says, "Hey gang, sorry I'm late. Don't forget to hit all those magic buttons for Dave." Indeed, Corey, we're always glad to see you. Thanks, man, for dropping in. No such thing as late on Chord Dave Live. If there was, I'd be late every week. Scott says, "Dave, do you think a video series about guitar brand ownerships and who owns a family tree of guitar brands would be something you could do? Would it be interesting?" I still think Phil McKnight's one on that is the best one. I don't think I can compete with Phil McKnight, so I'm not going to try. Yeah, he already has that on his channel. Maybe he could update it at some point. This might be worth doing. So yeah, that'd be good. I mean, sometimes I watch a video on YouTube, like some YouTuber, I'm not naming any names, and I think I could make that video, but like 10 times more interesting. But not when Phil McKnight does it. I'm like, nah, he's nailed it. So no, there you go. Anyways, Glenn Bailey, new at NAMM 2024, the new T3 Chord Dave Pelham Blue GH model, the new Steel Panther signature model. That would be cool, Ben. I would love it. Thinking about NAMM next year. I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to go or not, but I have started looking at accommodation and flights and all that sort of stuff because it's around the corner, really. Probably have to book it in September if I am going. So we will see. But yeah, if you guys want me to go to NAMM but actually make more videos this time, let me know. I think it'll be a better NAMM experience this year in 24 because it's back to normal. And hopefully we get the big boys back. We'll see. But also it's just fun to go on a little trip and get out of this office because it's fine, but I spend so much time in here. Joseph Clark says, "The question is strap on or strap off." It might be. Indeed, that's always the question. I'm just going to move along. Good to see you, Joseph. Hope you're well, man. Marcia says, oh no, more comments dripping. How is it 11:15 already, man? The time is moving. Marcia says, "I vote strap on. I drop the V because I'm a klutz like that." All right, moving on. That says, "Dave gets excited when he's around peanut butter." Dude, don't be. I mean, I have some very specific peanut butter memories. That's all I will tell you. Totally, Dave loves him some PB and a hunk of dry white bread. Milk is optional. I don't drink milk and I don't eat white bread. What the hell is wrong with you? I need peanut butter before I drink milk and white bread. But there you go. Glenn says, "Second week of vacation, so my week was good." Nice. Glenn also says, "Dave's custom color scheme will be peanut butter." This new line of guitars. It will not. But, it'll be custom. You can do whatever you like. Let me see. Hi, Dave. Colin Nolan says, "Hi, Dave. Thinking of buying a Yamaha Pacifica 311H YNS and adding a Vega Trem 1 hood. Good idea? Question mark. That is a great question. I mean, Pacificas are kind of cool. I've never really spent a lot of time with them, but they're pretty cool guitars. Let me just look it up here. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm not specifically aware of that. I'm not sure off the top of my head about the Vega Trem, but hey, man, if it works for you, it works for you. That sounds cool. Al says, "Who did you vote for on Eurovision?" I was here with you guys, so I didn't vote for anybody. But if I did, It wouldn't count because Ireland didn't get through to the final, so we don't count. Mer says, "Wait, you're gonna trust Muddy to work for you, like for actual money?" I didn't say that. I didn't say he would get paid. Uh, no, he would. I think Muddy would be a good number one employee. I think he would add controversy to the office. Glenn says, "Money is the man at any price." Good, because it'll be a low price. Speaking of Eurovision, why do most Americans think Eurovision is a mere movie and have zero clue it is based on an actual competition? I don't know, because it's a thing. When I was a kid, it was more important to me than it is now. Now it's like a super camp thing. There's actually some good music in it in the 90s as well, so early 90s. And when Ireland would win it all the time. They don't win it anymore. They don't even get into it properly anymore. We've sent comedy acts to it, so it's not taken as serious. Although I think a lot of musicians here, like they get to a point where they're like, I'm gonna try and get on Eurovision. That'll kickstart my career. In the same way, and just to give you like a view into a different world, where a lot of writers will start out and then it's difficult to break into the writing world, and then they go, you know what, this is tough. I'll become a writing coach. It's like, but you've never achieved anything. Why would you be coaching? Why would anyone take you as a coach? But they do it. They set up websites, they charge people money, and they get paid for some fucking reason. So anyway, if you have any experience in the writing world, don't, or you plan to, don't hire a writing coach uh, unless like you know that they have proper experience. It's just some free advice for you. Um, Mark Doolan says, got the 2020 Gibbo Les Paul special. Mentioned last week, it's a good Gibson, but I imagine the old ones are better. Nice guitar though. The Les Paul special is really cool. I like it. It's one of the ones that is on the top of my list for picking up a Les Paul this year. Um, if I go a new Gibson route, for sure. But there you go. Al says, because the US doesn't care about Europe unless it's a war. I mean, you know, that's probably true. But at the same time, what I feel is that all the Americans who come here, who come to Ireland anyway, fall in love with people and the place because it's great. And that's all I will say about that. Everyone, not just Americans, everyone who comes here falls in love with people and the place because you're great. Not everyone's great. A lot of people are not. But that's the same everywhere. Scott says, Dave, if hypothetically there was no exotic woods left to use in guitars anymore, would you care? Would I care? No, probably not, because there's a lot of guitars out there in the world that I could buy already. I'm more interested in old guitars now, and when I say old, I mean guitars that already exist. I don't do a lot of time. I don't spend a lot of time shopping new guitars. Now there are certain things that I would like the guitar companies to come out with, and if they did, I would jump on them straight away. But they don't seem to be doing those things, so I'm not super interested. I have come very close to buying one of those Eastmans that I really really like this week. But again, the thing I'm talking about that I can't talk about, which is taking place next month, may open up the door to some like really cool purchases. So I'm trying to hold off, even though, and I've known about this for a while, and I think it'll be next month when I can talk about it properly, but or even just a little bit, maybe even not until later in the year. But um, if everything goes how I hope it will, I'm gonna be buying some old guitars, dudes. It is gonna be great. So yeah, if there was no new woods for guitars, I wouldn't really care because I just buy older ones. Um, that's how it would be. Marge says, I watched KDH earlier. He posted his Emerald tour today. There's a demo video coming soon too. That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad his mods watch his channel. I hope you're very happy together. Anyways, just kidding. My uncle won Eurovision in '94, says Ryan. That's very cool. Is your uncle one of the rock and roll kids? That's the greatest rock and roll. That's the greatest Eurovision song in my opinion of all time. Um, what's the dude's name? I forget the names of the two dudes playing it, but that's a very good song. Rock and Roll Kids. Look it up. Rock and Roll Kids Eurovision. I think that was '94, was it? Maybe. I don't know. But that's cool, Ryan. That's cool. Al says War wasn't that a group from the 90s, from the 70s, not 90s. Yeah, it could have been. Glenn says, Mark Doolan, if you're happy with it, it's better than any other one out there. That is a great point. It's a great point. If you're happy, it's all that matters. T says, I think I'd buy the Epiphone Greenie if it's done in connection with Gibson Custom Shop or Murphy Lab, same as Epiphone Outfit, where it's limited. Except that Epiphone have forgotten the meaning of the word limited, particularly with the 1959 outfits, which they're just still pumping them out. But yeah, as I've said to you on streams before, what I believe is happening, what I've been told is happening, is that they're trying to bring out a relic. They must be far down the production of it this day, a relic Greenie under Epiphone, and it'll be called Epiphone Murphy Lab, as far as I'm aware. It won't be a full Murphy Lab experience, but like you won't have different levels of aging and stuff. But this is going to be like the launch of something. If they get it right, it'll be great. If they don't, I don't know what'll happen. But yeah, it'll be expensive, though. I do expect them to be expensive, the Epiphone Greenies. So we'll see. And then they'll do like a non-relic version as well, which will be less money, but we'll see. Mark Doolan says, Glenn, yeah, it's better than the studio I had once. That thing had issues. Yes, well, hey, there you go. Scott says, I need to live long enough to see Halley's Comet twice in my life. Well, there you go. That'll be an interesting one to mark in the books. Al says, I'm interested in Epi Greenie, if only for the pickups. If it's a 50s neck, that's a no-go for me. Might acquire the pickups from my current Epi LP standard. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with the pickups on it, but again, you would expect them to be some sort of custom booker type of thing. But again, we'll see. Yeah, he did. My Uncle Paul, says Ryan. Very good, very good. That's cool. You never know who you're connected to somehow, in some way. Scott says, live, lot love, for fuck's sake. Good, goddamn predicting text. See, we need to all turn off predictive text and just let AI not take over our lives. Yeah, I always get I always send someone a message and I'm like, damn it, predictive text made me look stupid again. No, it wasn't me being stupid, it was predictive text. Hopefully she believes me. Glenn says, Scott, if you live long enough, you'll eventually love. There you go. True. It's very true. Very true. Oh man, comments always coming on top. Hey guys, just to take a second while I catch up with myself. Here, I do need, and I know you guys know, a lot of you guys know, but there is t-shirts available. There's links in the description of all the videos to the t-shirts where you can support the channel. You can get this cartoonish character guy who looks like me a little bit on your t-shirt. But if you're a lefty, fear not, you can get a lefty t-shirt as well. That is there too. And if you don't like t-shirts, you can buy Le Mug. Le Mugs have lefties and righties because, you know, inclusivity. And if you don't like mugs, you can buy a sticker and you can put it on things. That's that one. Put it on like your neighbor's car or your fridge, your guitar case, your wife, whatever you like. Use the sticker for enjoyment of things. You can find the links in the description below and support the channel. You can also click on Patreon, and when I put out a video, it goes up at least 24 hours before onto the Patreon. There's also exclusive content, and I keep saying there will be more exclusive content, and there will. I just need to get around to it. Like, honestly, it's been a rough week this week. Last week there wasn't a whole lot going on, so we will get out more videos. I do have 3 videos planned that are exclusive content for Patreon, including full explanations and thoughts about what I'm calling Project 1982, where you can find out about guitars that I really want to buy and buy them before I do, I guess, if you want to be a jerk about it. But that's the Patreon link in the description below, and it all helps support the channel and stuff. And you know, Patreon's a thing. People are telling me I shouldn't have Patreon, I should have YouTube memberships instead. So look out for a poll I'm going to do this week to see if you'd prefer YouTube memberships over Patreon, if you're more likely to sign up for it. Because because you got to do something to fill our time. Anyways, let's roll on and get through some questions here. Ryan says, love is for girls. Aw. Marcia says, I see Wikipedia says that there was a radio presenter named Jerry Ryan who hosted 94. That's a funny coincidence to have the same last name. Yeah, well, you know, there's a different last name. It's Ryan's first name and Jerry's second name. But Jerry died, so yeah, it's true. Ryan says, geez, a guy from Wexford calling another town small really says something. I mean globally. I mean, you know, I'm not bashing it. Well, I kind of am. It wasn't a great place. But anyways, yeah, it was comparable enough to Wexford, to be honest. So there we go. I think I can get away with it by saying that. It's not that much bigger than Wexford. Didn't have a whole lot in it. We've got a McDonald's now. They had a McDonald's. It's all good. People are going to be like, what is this what you're talking about? But I'm pretty sure these guys do that anyway. Glenn says, it's better to have lived with a guitar than to have never loved at all. Something like that, Shakespeare said. I think Shakespeare did say that. Yeah, that's true. It's in 12 of his sonnets. Marcia says, I love when Dave finally realizes he's rereading comments 5 minutes after the fact. Hey, listen, I have no concept of what's going on here. Scott says, didn't know, don't watch Phil. Well, there you go. Yeah, it's a great idea for a video. It's just Phil's already done it and it's way better than everyone else's attempts, I think. So there you go. All good. T says, maybe new theme. It could be Zeppelin's Ramble On. Are you trying to say something? You saying I'm rambling because it's true. Anyways, we'll roll on. I think I got to pick up the pace a little bit. Maybe I don't. I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out. I think it's going to drop a ton of comments on me now in a second. Richard says to Scott, have you tried to watch Phil? I think you would like him. I think you'd like him. He's great. Glenn says, we are enablers. So correct answer would be bike ears. Yes, true. Scott doesn't watch Phil? Question mark, says Marcia. And Al says, who's Phil? Phil McKnight. Al is who we're talking about. Scott says, I've seen some stuff. I don't dislike him, just don't watch his videos. They get recommended. They don't get recommended to me much. Well, there you go. Because I would have been shocked. And Marcia says, Dr. Phil? I mean, maybe he has a PhD. I don't know. Scott says, I could be a pretty good shitty life coach. There's a sketch in that somewhere for sure. Ryan says, I can't take Phil anymore. He talks too quickly for one thing. With you know, I think the key is, I think even with me, I'm sure many people feel this way. With all YouTubers, sometimes a little goes a long way. So you can watch a video with someone and then not watch them for a while and then watch them again. And some people, no matter what channel, some people will watch every single thing that a YouTuber puts out, and I thank you so much because I know some of you do that with my videos. And some will watch, 1 out of 10, and that's good too because it's all good. I keep coming back eventually, and some people are just too busy to watch the videos when you put them out, or come to your live streams, or it doesn't suit because it's like a time when they sleep. That happens too. So it's all good. YouTube's a weird game, and even watching YouTube, like sometimes you like people and then you just get sick of them for a bit. That's okay. Glenn says, we are enablers. No, I read that one already. Marcia's going to give out to me for reading the comments again. Ryan says, yeah, Phil McKnight talks way too fast or too much. Anyway, this is making me self-conscious now. Maybe I'm talking too fast. Maybe I should go slower. I can't do it. Al says, unless it's a super chat, Phil McKnight seems to read questions or comments from the same people. Are they patrons? I don't know. It could be. I don't know. I don't really watch his live stream, so I'm not sure. I just watch the other videos he puts out. I know he does like the live stream and then he chops them up into parts. So yeah, I don't really pay that much attention to who's commenting and stuff. I will say, like, I can tell from our live streams, like, if I had the numbers Phil was doing, it'd be really hard to connect with people, except for I would try, like, you guys that I know who've been coming from day one, Marcia, Al, Glenn, Corey, Ryan, Matt Van Bosch, Chris from Coburg. Like, I'd be looking out for all of you guys who are in the chat tonight. I'd be looking out for all you guys. Muddy H2O, of course, as well. But I think maybe he's doing that. Maybe he just remembers people from when he was a smaller channel, and he looks when he sees their comments, he reads them out. That's I think what I would do if I was had the same number of people commenting. Because you guys have been with me from the start and supporting me and helping me through things. So that's what I would try to do. So it could just be that, but it could be patrons as well. I don't know if he's got a list of them that he can refer to. I'm sure he has a lot of patrons, so I don't know. But there's no way of linking your YouTube to your Patreon, as far as I know. So it wouldn't show up for him. So there you go. But it's possible. William says, did Dana win Eurovision this year? I have no idea who won it, so I couldn't tell you. Is it Sweden? Someone from Sweden. Glenn says, yeah, he gets a lot of questions. I'm sure he does. Amar says, yeah, they come early, Al. He's answered me twice in the past when I was able to make it early to the chat before the stream went live. That's good. Like, this stream goes on the on YouTube usually about 9 p.m. So about an hour before it's actually live. And so yeah, all those comments that are there probably get answered first. And it does, like, I know a lot of YouTubers just read super chat comments in their live streams, and I've seen people do all kinds of things and just ignore things unless they're super chats, which is, I mean, I don't think that's the way to go. But obviously, if someone does a super chat, you give a preference and you read it out. So you're skipping chats to get to it, which can be tricky, but it works as well. So unless you get too many super chats and then you forget to read them out, or you don't see them on the screen, or whatever it is. I haven't had that problem, so it's okay. I'm sure Phil does, though, because he gets a lot of them from what I can see, which is cool. Good for him. Now there's a way to send him questions through his website too. That's a great idea. Yeah, I don't have a website, not yet, so we can't do that. I don't need it, but maybe at some point you guys can always email me questions as well, by the way. Glenn says, I've sent one through the website, haven't heard back. How dare he not respond to you, Glenn? Maybe you're in timeout over there too, you just don't know about it. Dana asks Marsha, Dana was a singer / politician here from Ireland. She had a big hit in the 70s maybe, or 60s, I don't know. Al says, yeah, Marsha, but think about it, hundreds of questions on the website. He'll have to select what he thinks is interesting for conversation. And she says, I know, that's the problem. Yeah, true. When you have a channel that big, it must be nightmare. Like, I don't get through all of the questions or the comments on a live stream most weeks now, so I can only imagine how Phil manages and people like him who have big channels. Corey says, hey, does anyone read blogs anymore? I used to blog about hockey before being bitten by the guitar bug. I've been getting an itch to get back into writing, and I think I'd like to start a guitar blog. That'd be cool, Corey. I'd read it. I do enjoy reading. I mentioned that before. Like, I have a stack of books that I'm making my way through, hopefully by the end of the year. But yeah, I read stuff online all the time. So yeah, if you did a blog, you let me know about it. I'll definitely read it, and we'll pop it in the groups and stuff like that for people who are interested. Yeah, that'd be cool. And I enjoy writing as well, so I am very much a fan. So yeah, send them my way. Scott says, first one to get a 3-chord Dave tattoo has a 3-chord Dave tattoo. I agree. If anyone gets one, I will make you president of GH Special Guitars. So there you go. There's a promise if anyone gets one. But you have to get, you can't just get like TCD or something. You have to get this image. Not the t-shirt, the picture of the guitar playing animated version of me. You have to get that as a tattoo, or some other variation. You can consult me. I will see what we come up with. But anyway, but yeah, no, like getting the 3 initials. Anyways, Marsha says, stick stickers on your own tee. Now you have a 3-chord Dave tee. Just don't wash it if you don't want it to fall off. Be prepared to stink. Pro tip, buy an actual 3-chord Dave shirt. Save noses. That's the best and worst sales pitch I've ever heard, Marsha. So congrats and thank you. Good stuff. Yes, buy t-shirts. They'll keep you warm in the winter, and they'll make you more attractive to the opposite or the same sex, depending on what you're interested in yourself. It's all good. No discrimination. Al says to Corey, no, not anymore. I got burned too much from blogs when I was a programmer and was given shit for information. Easier to listen to podcasts. There you go. Yeah, at least we have difference of opinions. I know I do read quite a few things. I don't know if they're blogs anymore though, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. I do listen. I actually don't listen to a lot of podcasts. There's only like 3 of them that I do, and only two of them I only started listening to recently because friends of mine were on them. So there you go. Al says I'm lazy. Me too, man. Ryan says, see, John Fiend from Horselips died. Oh man, I did not see that. That is sad news. Horselips, one of the greatest Irish bands of all time. It's very sad. I think we've talked about him a few times on the show actually. But yeah, very, very sad. I did not know that. I'll have to check out some more info. But yeah, damn, there we go. Al says, other than Dave, does anyone read anymore? Lots of people read, Al. I'm not the only nerd left. Yes, and if you're wondering, Al knows because I have an Instagram and I post books I'm reading from time to time, and more often than I post guitars I'm playing or something. But if you want to follow me over there, it's at Chord Dave, maybe. I don't know. It's something like that. Check it out. It's up there somewhere. Anyway, maybe it's at Dave one. I don't know. It's one I have. You'll see this face. It'll be on the Instagram. But yeah, lots of people read Al. It's all good. At least people who like my book posts do. It's all good. Marcia says, I find that channels offer both opinions. People prefer different opinions. Some love to show off their membership status on YouTube. Others prefer the understated Patreon approach. It's an interesting point. Scott, I'd love to see someone do that. I don't know what Scott was talking about that you'd love to see him do, but hey, there you go. Or get a tattoo. Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, that would need some serious rewarding, but there you go. Martin says, I read stuff, but need to have patience. It's a tough thing with my brain injury. I end up losing focus and have to reread a lot, but I do love books, mostly non-fiction and textbooks. Well, there you go. We can talk about books anytime, guys. I have considered starting a second YouTube channel based on books, but I'm not as passionate about books as I am about guitars. But lately I've been questioning whether I'm still passionate about guitars. It's a whole thing that we could have a whole conversation about. I still love guitars. Am I passionate enough? Like if I hadn't started a YouTube channel, would I start one today? It's an interesting question. I don't know. I don't know if I would. I'll be perfectly honest. But I would probably be excited about it, so I probably would. Glenn says, I've been reading rock bios for a while and know I sometimes have downtime at work, so I keep a book on hand. Yeah, rock bios are great, and I think you get so much of an understanding from an artist from them that you don't get just from listening to their music or listening to their interviews. My favorite probably Duff McKagan's "It's So Easy" and Other Lies, and the Slash's one is great. As well, I think it's just called Slash the Autobiography. Dave Grohl's one I could only get about halfway through because then Taylor passed, and it was at a point, I was just talking about this today, it was at a point in the book where he's talking about how much he loves Taylor, and I was like, I'm not going to read this right now, and I haven't got back to it. But rock biographies are great, like even artists that you're only kind of mildly interested in or have only like a couple of their songs is really interesting. To see that side of the biz is very cool, and it's a great way to pass time as well. Keeps your brain active. At least that's what they tell me. I don't know. I did spend this took me a month to finish a book recently, so maybe and it's not that long. It was only like 600 pages, so it's not like massive or anything. But there you go. It's been a rough month. But anyway, we'll move on. We won't talk about books for a while. Corey says, I get that, Marcia. I've had chemo brain since 2012 and I had to essentially retrain my brain how to read again. It took time before I could read comfortably, but I was able to get there. There you go. Good stuff. And brains can be very finicky sometimes. Indeed, they can. And no matter what's going on. Ryan says, anybody watch Jeremy the Guitar Hunter? I think I've seen a few of his videos. Yeah. Not a regular viewer, but yeah, I have definitely seen some of the stuff. Glenn says, I've always had trouble staying focused while I read. That's why I didn't read much when I was younger, but now it's gotten a little bit better. Yeah, I've kind of more kicked into it lately because I'm very, I don't know, it's kind of like I'm old now. I should be starting to read books, read the classics and stuff. So that's all. Last year or so, I've been into it a lot more. Um, and there's other reasons, but I won't go into those for now. T says, F Eurovision. If I had one good song in me, I'd say if I'd be going for A Christmas Carol. There you go. You'd make that Mariah Carey money. That's the way to do it for sure. Marcia says she watches Jeremy the Guitar Hunter. Very good. And Scott says, did you ever read any Farley Mowat? No, indeed I have not. I don't recall anyway. So let me see. So this sounds like to me, somebody who I probably should have read at some point. Canadian writer and environmentalist. Has sold 17 million books. So I haven't bought one of them yet. So there you go. There you go. No, someone I might look into those, Scott. So thanks for the recommendation. Very cool. Glenn says, Ryan, I watched Jeremy. He is actually 1 hour from my house when he hits the road. I know the roads he's on. He works in a music store in Harrisonburg. Well, very cool. I shall have to check out this channel a little bit more and pay more attention. Jeremy the Guitar Hunter. Very cool. There we go. Ryan says, I read Never Cry Wolf. That sounds like a good thing. Ryan says, that's cool, Glenn. I like his stuff usually. And me too, Ryan, says Glenn. Cool. I think we actually haven't run out of chats yet for this one. It was cool. We're kind of running up towards 12 o'clock, so it's not too bad. Ryan says, he's from my mom's hometown, Scott Belleville. That's pretty much all they know there. There you go. Al says, geez, I was only kidding about the reading. No, we know, Al. It's all good. Where are we now? Reading is no laughing matter, Al, says Ryan. Can be from time to time. And Glenn says, Chord Dave t-shirt, and you'll never need another dating app. The t-shirt will be all you need to attract that sexy person across the room. Hey man, I got some awesome looks at now I'm wearing that shirt, so I'm feeling like it'll do the same for you. People like looking at me like, what's that saying? Why is his beard covering up his face on this t-shirt? Al says, okay, I'm putting me in timeout. No, Al, you're good. You're good. Don't come back, Al. It's all good. We love you, Al. Sorry, man. Read a book while you're in there. Ryan, with the see, you can't give Ryan an opportunity. He'll slap out the you know what. Don't do it, Al. It's a lonely place, says Glenn. Yes, indeed. Al says, too late. Al, come back. See you in 10 minutes, Al, says Glenn. We might still be here. I don't know. There's no more comments popping in, so we'll see. Marsha, no, not Marsha. T says, Chord Dave, it's not only Epiphone that have forgotten that the word limited means. Martin CEO 7, I think it was limited to 50. Other companies have said limited to a year. Yeah, that whole limited to a year thing is amazing because it's like, well, we could make 500 in a year, or we could make 5,000. Nobody knows. And I think that would limit it would make your mind up whether you want to buy something. If it's genuinely limited, it could be more valuable to you to buy one and hold it. Although I don't think you should buy a guitar based on its future value or anything like that. You should only buy it if you think it's a great guitar that you want. But I saw someone giving out about was it Mike upstairs to the right? I'm not even sure his name's Mike. I think I'm mixing two people up. Could be. But yeah, I think he was giving out, somebody was giving out about like Epiphone, the 59 Les Pauls. They're supposed to be limited, but they're still cranking them out. It's like nobody knows how limited they are. And yeah, it's true. But there you go. Martin, I'm sure, have a reason to do it. But yeah, there's a few companies like Fender have done that as well. Be like, oh, we're only making these guitars this year. It's like, all right, but how many are you going to make? Nobody knows. Marcia says, Ryan, what brings up Jeremy in the Guitar Hunter in particular? Ryan says to that, I don't know, just watched some of his videos today. So there you go. T says, would you think there should be some sort of law to prevent this from happening? The whole limited edition thing and it not being limited. I mean, technically there is. Technically, you can't be false advertising stuff. But yeah, I would say they shouldn't be allowed to do it. But at the same time, I mean, if you're in the guitar space, you generally tend to know um, what's going on with these companies, like whether it's actually limited or not. 'Cause they'll put out normally how many are it's being limited to or time frame they're limited to. They haven't done that with the 59 Les Pauls, by the way. I don't know if they're doing it with the Martins, but they're not haven't done that. I think the limitedness is as soon as they stop selling, they'll stop making them. Um, Should there be a law? Yeah, there probably should, but how do you enforce that worldwide? That's the problem, you know. I mean, you can put a law in place in Europe. Doesn't mean that they'll stop doing it elsewhere, and then they just take off that limited edition cavity plate on the back when they sell them in Europe, and then you're kind of missing out on a thing. So, so yeah, I don't know how to do it, but I guess, I guess we'll never see the end of it. So there we go. Mar says, okay, I didn't know if you had a question. Because, of course, Marsh is probably mod on all these guitar channels and is just trying to collect a mod on this channel as well, which, you know, we'll see what happens. Jack Collins says, hello, everyone. Good to see you. To see everyone again. Good to see you, Jack. Hope you're well, man. Benny Larson says, Al, are you there? I think Al's left. There we go. Well, hopefully you come back, Al. We do miss you. We do love you. Anyways, where are we now? Dave, if you were going to have a board game themed guitar, what guitar and what board game? Thanks for everything, Dave. Great show. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it, man. My favorite game show or my favorite board game has always been Monopoly. So it would be Monopoly. Fuck it, Les Paul. Why not? Yeah, just for fun. Glenn says, hit those buttons, peoples. Hit those people's buttons, in fact, would be a better way of doing it. Anella says, late again. Dude, we love seeing you. So it's all good. Hope you're well and everything is sweet on your end. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, man. Benny says, Al wasn't kidding. Yeah, I hope you're all right. I hope we're okay, Al. We were just talking about books. It's all good. And sorry if we put you off. But hey, there we go. Glenn says, yeah, I'm 3 years into my limited Epi 59 reissues and they're still making them. There you go. Yeah. Scott says, are the Joe Bonamassa 335s still available? So I don't know really, because I was told they're still available, but I haven't seen them at my usual guitar haunts, which is Thoman and Anderton's, although Anderton's might have had them recently. I've been checking out Peach Guitars and GAC in the UK as well for the Eastmans I'm interested in. So checking around those. I haven't seen them, but I haven't particularly been looking for them. I have looked for Epiphone stuff on Thoman quite a bit in the last few weeks. So because I like looking there and because sometimes they put stuff up and they're not supposed to. And that makes for good content. So so yeah, I believe they are. I believe they're still available. They didn't sell out, is what I was told. So, yeah, it's possible. Scott also says limited has to be less than normal production, but yeah, but they seem to be getting away with it. Ryan says, I know with the George Harrison Rosewood tellies, they were supposed to make 500 or 1,000, but guys are showing serial numbers at 2,200. That's rough, all right. That's rough. Yeah, it's weird how they get away with it, but I guess, especially like if you're thinking, oh, there's only 1,000 of these, it's worth the purchase. Kind of shitty of them to do it, but hey, there you go. Let me see now. Where am I now? On the comments, Marcia says, I love Monopoly and life. Always loved Monopoly. I think that was just my favorite all around. I used to collect Monopolies, different versions. When I was younger, I gave up then. I had a pretty cool Beatles edition, which was sweet, which I never opened because I was a collector. Someday that was going to be worth millions. I was very young when I thought that was going to happen, by the way. Marcia, we will see on his next stream. I don't know. Oh, just KDH didn't already revoke me. Oh, there you go. For the mod stream. Well, it's okay. We forgive you for, you know, working for other channels. It's fine. Benny says, if Epi keeps making 59 Les Paul much longer, they're going to run out of serial numbers. Yeah, true. Very true. Very true. That's funny, actually. Scott says, with the Monopoly spaces around the sides of the LP, chance card and community chest as pickup covers, go to jail switch. Yeah, you never, I mean, you got it all planned out, Scott. Sounds good. Sounds good. I'd check that out for sure. Al says, okay, 10 minutes are up. I'm back. Thanks, Al. We love you, man. Please, please always know you're always welcome, Al. You'll never be in timeout. You're not Glenn. So good. Al says, Monopoly has sold out. Too many variations. Yeah. It's because nobody's going to buy the same one 1,000 times. But yeah, I used to have a decent collection of Monopolies, different Monopoly versions back in the day. I don't think I have one now. So there you go. Times changed. I know what to play with. Because, it's too good. Can't be beaten. Here we go. Glenn says, welcome back. We missed you. Indeed. Indeed we did. It was the depth of nothingness. There you go, Al. That's quite poetic. I like it. Ryan says, Monopoly is fun, especially with something on the line. Operation is another one. Operation can be fun, especially after a number of beverages. But yeah, Monopoly is fun. Put something in the middle, and that's what you're playing for. It's ruined many a family Christmas. Not in my family, of course. We're all good people. Anyways, oh good. Anyway, guys, throw me in any more questions you have. I don't think we've anything else really to cover too much on the show. We did the pricing for the Epiphones and the Kramer Dave Mustaine's, $12.99 for the Kramers, which will be the green one, and the black custom Flying V. Those are $13.99. Those are the two main pieces of guitar news. Also, if you are a Foo Fighters fan, they're doing a live stream tomorrow where I think we're finding out their new drummer, and I think they're going to play their new album completely as well. So if you're into Foo Fighters or live shows, that's happening. I think it's 8 p.m. Irish time. So 2 hours before whatever time it is when this show starts for you. Go to their Facebook page or Twitter page or whatever. You will get a link to their show tomorrow. I'll be checking it out because I like the Foo Fighters and I want to know who their new drummer is. I have some theories, which I'm not going to go into. Anyways, let me see. Al says, closing in on the end of in the words of White Rabbit, remember what the Dormouse said, feed your head. Feed your head. Indeed, Al. Indeed, I do appreciate that. Glenn says, thanks, Dave, for another good show. And Ryan says, I'll listen to the great slick isolated vocals for White Rabbit. Amazing. Lids on Top says, thanks, Dave. Thanks to you. Thanks for dropping in, saying hello. Dormouse, I thought it was Doorman. It says, Glenn. Well, how dare you, Glenn? That's just another... Should I put Glenn in timeout again for the last 5 minutes? Should it just be a weekly thing? We put Glenn in timeout at some point throughout the show. Awesome stuff. All right, guys, looks like we're time to wrap up. It has come. I do hope you had a good time hanging out with me. I love hanging out with you guys. It's super cool. It always is. Yeah, thanks guys for hanging. It's been cool. Listen, I'll be back in another guitar related video very soon, probably sooner than even I think. But hang on, let me find some music for playing us out. That's a good one. I'll go with that one. All right, guys, thanks for joining me again. Take care. I'll be back soon with another guitar related video. But until then, oh, I said take care already. Well, anyway, take care. Have a good one.